So let's talk about the elephant or agent in the room, which is that's going to affect human work, right? You just described a lot of jobs that we have people doing.
Yes. So I generally separate this out into short term and long term. In the short term, we've seen technological disruption of labor many times in the past. And I think in the short term, in my kind of time compressed world, short term is maybe a year or 2 years or maybe 3. We've on that time scale, we I won't say we have a perfect solution, but we've seen before technological disruption of labor. And I think there it's important to think in terms of workers being adaptable, in terms of taking advantage of comparative advantage. Comparative advantage is remarkable. Even if a machine does 90% of your job, what happens is that the other 10% becomes super leveraged. You spend all your time doing that 10%. You do 10 times more of the 10% than you did before, and you get 10 times more done because the other 90% is leveraged. So that can be good for humans. You can also learn how to sculpt your efforts around what the machine is doing. And so we can also think from a product perspective how to design our products to enable complementarity rather than substitution. There was this interesting study from the economist Eric Brynjolfsson about a year ago that said, by default, when companies deploy AI, they tend to deploy it in a replacement mode. But when they think more, when they pay more attention to deployment, they often find ways to deploy it in a complementary mode. When they do that, the productivity increases are greater. So that suggests there's some path dependence. There are different ways to deploy the technology. And we are thinking about that as we design this virtual collaborator. Again, I'm not going to lie to you. There's a brutally efficient market here, right? If doing things in a complementary way is like, somehow will be reliably outcompeted in the market by not doing things in a complementary way, then the whole industry is in a difficult position, and we have to think about how to get around that. So there are very powerful market forces here, but I think there may be an opportunity compatible with those market forces to take a different path that's better for the whole industry, that's innovative, that manages to be better for humans while outcompeting the other approaches. That's a short term.